Hello ladies and gentlemen and Pokemon collectors alike. Today I have something quite special. As you can see, it's in the original Pokemon trading card folder. It's actually something that I haven't been able to find very frequently recently. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about first edition WotC sets. You know, they've become really difficult to pick up, especially in minty condition, which I am praying that these guys are. They also become very expensive. I actually did my sums on these, and if these all got PSA 9s minus a couple of PSA 8s, I would actually make a slight loss. That is what it's come to, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it has come to. PSA 10, obviously I'll make a massive profit, but I'm not expecting any to be in here, to be honest. A lot of it is about getting customers to the store, and at the end of the day, a lot of customers still want first edition WotC. So do I. So let's see if we got lucky, eh? The set is, if I can get it open, Jungle. For me, it's a really good set. Really strong set, actually. That's the word probably for it. If I just bring that a bit further back. Real strong set. You've got the evolutions, so you've got Flareon, Jolteon. Then you've got a lot of first cards that were printed that weren't in base set. And then we'll just back a bit. Then we've got the Kangaskhan. He said that this one was in the worst condition out of all of them. So, you know, I'm just going to go through the conditions. I'm going to make sure they are mint, though. At the end of the day, I paid for mint cards, and I'm not, especially as it's first edition Jungle. You can imagine this did cost quite a bit. The Vaporeon there, beautiful card, Snorlax. I mean, it's just it's one of those sets, really. It just come out after base set. Incredibly hard to get hold of now. I mean, even 2 years ago, you could pick these up for half the price you can now, and they'd in general be normally better condition. Because obviously, grading, people would see the grading prices and they weren't as high. But now the grading prices are ballooned, especially for 10 copies. Everyone thinks they've got a 10 copy as the world goes. So therefore, the prices of these sets have just ballooned. I do think it's a genuine collector's set. I hope so anyway. It's all well put together. I mean, I know a lot of people did used to collect them in these. It's actually all I've got for today, guys. So it might be quite a short video. You can hear me babble along about the opportunities in this set. The opportunities in the set are basically, it's very difficult to grade mint. It's incredibly difficult to grade gem mint. I mean, you're looking at such a premium, but you've got to find those collectors also. For me, I think the mint 9 prices now are very low. When I look at the populations, when I look at the difficulty of even acquiring these cards, when I look at the first edition booster box price, and you put that all together, I think a mint 9 jungle card is so underpriced. I mean, personally, I would double a lot of them. And then, because you've got the gem mint 10s, which are pretty pricey, but that's because they're so difficult to obtain. I'd be surprised if any of these 16 got gem mint 10. You know, they look like nice cards. Which card should I pick out to take a look at? I'm going to go safe option, go at the top. Pick out. Oh, that one behind it doesn't look so good. You know what? That Pinsir, though, it looks pretty gem. Pretty mini. No, it really does, actually. I have actually got, hiding behind here, some sleeves. And because this card cost me so much individually, if you don't include all the other first edition cards, I have no other choice but to sleeve it, really, once I've taken it out. I mean, that's a mint 9 there, minimum. That's a mint 9. Should I go through these? Let's make this video a bit more substantial. We've got the things there. Let's go through what I expect to get grade. So that's a mint 9. It's going to be a bit wrecked because that's been taken out. So we're saying a mint 9 on that one. You know, obviously, if these aren't mint, then I will have to send them back. And I've gone through the grading now. Let's take a look. So this one is in a sleeve. We've got a Cafable and the Mr. Mime. Oh, the Mr. Mime looks pretty beaten up. Clefable again, though, is pretty damn minty. Yeah. I would say that's a mint 9. I'm quite happy with that. That's a lovely card. Beautiful. I mean, you've got... This might help if you are looking to grade your own cards. Obviously, I've got a service. But what you do need to do is when you look on the back. So if you can see, there's about a white mark there and that white mark there. So that still means it's a mint card. Because it's not like they're substantial. They are quite tiny, really. And you know what? Sometimes PSA let it slip, especially with the older cards where they're so difficult to get, and potentially they could get gem. As you'll notice, I'm saying the word potentially a lot. I'm just going to take these out of the binder as they come. I'm not going to go in number order. Right, so what is this card? This card is at max a near mint 8. And why is that? You've got a whitening all on the top. And then you've got quite substantial whitening on the bottom. I mean, that is maximum a near mint 8. I'd probably be expecting a 6 or a 7, though, on that one. Oh, some of these are sleeves and some of them are not. Oh, I don't like that. I don't think I helped that at all, then. I think the silvering just got stuck in the sleeve. Oh. Again, this Electrode is probably a mint 9. It's a bit less minty than the others, but it is still well centered, and you've got not much white marking going on the sides. Probably go over mint 9. That's probably a definite mint 9. You're not getting a gem for that one. This next one looks alright as well. Got the Kangaskhan. Said that that's his worst condition card, and that's probably because of the silvering, but I would argue that the Mr. Mime is in worse condition from the back. Kangaskhan, it's got silvering all around the edges, left, right, front, and top and bottom, and all I actually, in my experience, have noticed is that stops it from getting the gem mint 10. However, it doesn't stop it from getting a mint 9 grade. And I would say from the back, if you didn't have the silvering, you'd say it's probably a mint 9. Whether it is or whether it's not, you know, that's up to PSA to decide. That's close for me. And then he sleeved up these ones. The Flareon. It's really weird. He sleeved up some in double, and then he's not sleeved up some double at all. Oh, see how careful I'm being. Card behind it looks pretty mini. Card behind it looks... Damn. Guys, I like the look of that Pidgeot. That's a mint 9 minimum, guys. That is what you'd expect when you pull from a booster box. Let's just put the Flareon. Yeah, guys, the thing is with Jungle as well, the other reason why they're so difficult to obtain is even if you pull them from the boosters, they're not going to get the gem grade most of the time, which is more like the modern sets. Yeah, that's a mint 9, that's a strong mint 9. More like the modern sets, however, you'd argue really the printing quality should have been better back then. But, well, then again, shouldn't the printing quality be better now? Beautiful card. I love just owning these cards. They're iconic. A lot of PSA 8s I've got. I've got a lot of PSA 8s Jungle, a lot of PSA 8s Fossil. That's the Pidgeot. That looks like a gem. And basically what happened is, I've got a few PSA 9s left, but they go quite quickly. Because like me, the market believes they're underpriced. And I'm 10% cheaper than eBay. You're even getting an even better deal. For prices I don't agree with. But I don't mind keeping the PSA 8s in truth. Because I think the PSA 8s will one day be at now PSA 9 prices. The PSA 9 prices, I think with some cards, could really double. You're talking about this Jolteon, you're looking at £60 for PSA 9. I could see it at 100 very easily. Very easily. Yeah, real minty card that. You got the silver in. It's probably going to stop it from getting the gem. But, you know what? I will give the seller its due so far. A bit disappointed with the Mr. Mime. But you don't always get, you know, it's not always going to be plain sailing, is it? And in this case, I think he's been a genuine seller. So I'm quite happy. Beautiful card again. So I've got a little graze there. Sorry if that's annoying you. And what we got here, Nidoqueen. Probably will annoy you now I've mentioned it. Nidoqueen, beautiful card. This was the one that looked really nice on the back. Yeah. That is definitely a gem candidate there. I mean, you've got the tiniest bit of whitening on the bottom here. But for an old card, that is in splendid condition. It's really difficult to find these guys. I cannot emphasize enough how difficult it is to acquire these. In my opinion, PSA 9s right now, you know, on the stock market where you have buys and sells, PSA 9 Jungle, it's buys right now. Definitely. Definitely. PSA 9 Jungle. At the prices they're at, you know, 30 quid for a lot of them. Madness. You could pick up the whole set for about less than 500 in PSA 9 holofoil. Which some Gem 10s on their own in this set cost 500. Work that one out. Beautiful cipher, actually. Well centered again, silver in, but you know, I can't ever expect it on these cards. This was actually one of my favourite cards from the Jungle set. Really nice on the holofoil, actually. I don't know if that's... I think it might be... It's too light, but... Nothing... Whoa. That's another gem candidate. Right, that is probably the best one so far, guys. Unless there's something hiding my finger, but there isn't. Look at that. I mean, you've got the tiniest bit down there. Again, I'm saying tiniest bit. All these tiny bits could stop it from getting a gem, and that's with most of those cards over there. However, if these were, I wouldn't be happy selling these at the current Mint 9 prices. These are in better condition than a Mint 9. These are 9.5s. And if you tune into this channel a lot, you're going to hear that a lot. You can't get 9.5s, obviously, at PSA. That's why I say it. And I wouldn't really want them to bring it in. I hate the 8.5s. There's not many people who buy them. And if they do buy them, they're looking to regrade them to make them 9s. And in my opinion, they'll probably get a 9 most of the time. It's a bit of a waste of time. They get their extra money. But the turnaround of the card is a joke. And this is the Venomoth. Yeah, not in great condition. Probably going to get the Mint 9 though. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the Mint 8. Is that all of them? Is that 13? Is it 13 holofoils in this set? Oh, of course it's not. What am I doing? There's 16. But we're doing it wrong, aren't we? My bad, people. My bad. The Victreebel is next. Just pulling these out very easily. Most of you would have tuned out by now. But if you are looking at grading your own cards, I hope I can give some experience. I've sent in quite a lot of orders. And I can normally tell what things are going to grade, especially within 2 grades. Oh, the Victreebel at the top is pretty bad. That's a near Mint 8. And you got that on the sides. Yeah, it's a near Mint 8, that one. Unfortunately, but can't win them all. Then you got the Snorlax and Snorlax and Wigglytuff next. I think it is the Wigglytuff that is the one that all the Gem Mint 10 hunters are chasing. And that is a definite chance at Gem Mint 10, the Wigglytuff. Off camera I saw that on the back and it looks pretty gemmy. The reason why I'm doing that is because the silvering catches on the sleeve, unfortunately, which is well annoying. Look at that Snorlax. You know what, guys? I wouldn't be that. That is mint, 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 mint. That is really minty. I'm gonna put my neck out on the line here and say I would expect maybe 1 or 2 gems out of this. Maybe. Wow, I'm actually quite happy with this purchase right now. Again, Victreebel, Mr. Mime, disappointment, but again, look at this Wigglytuff. It's sorry, I should show you the art. It's probably what you're more interested in. Beautiful card. There's no scratches on the holofoil, which is the other thing you look for. You look at centering. It's centered perfectly. And then you look for whitening on the back. And then silvering is... Some collectors disagree with me. It's not always the case, but in my grading experience, silvering hasn't been a major issue. Sure, it's been an issue, but it hasn't stopped it from getting a mint grade. So... if you have got silver in, don't be put off by sending it in. It's still going to get a top grade. Well, as long as the rest of the cards, like Jemmy. Oh, I really don't like these. Vileplume, mint 9, first edition. I'm saying mint 9 because that's what this card's going to get. You know, looking at the back. I might have a look at a few non-holofoils as well on camera. I've got rechargeable batteries now for my camera, so I was quite happy with that. I was spending like £5 a week on batteries. 15 quid for the rechargeable pack. Think of that earlier. Look at that. That's... if you are a jungle collector, you stay in tune to GradyGradon.com because mint 9s are going to be some, but I think there might be a few gems as well, which are not available on eBay. I should make that very clear. All my cards on Grady Groudon are not available on eBay. I probably don't emphasize that enough. Right, let's have a look at Jolteon. Let's have a look at the Flareon Rare, and then let's have a look at the Vaporeon. So they're ones I'm probably going to grade if they look like they're going to get a gem. Let's take a look. Yeah, I would say it's got a good shot at 10. Maybe not for definite, but I would say it's got a good shot at it. Definitely. What's this? Nidoqueen. It's a mint 9. As you can see, the whitening in the left corner. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know, but there is whitening there. Trust me. Let's have a look at the Flareon. That one is a 9. Pidgeot. Yeah, that's a 9. If you have a look there. Still put it in a sleeve though. I mean, it's still quite a tasty card, isn't it? Yeah, guys. Where Jungle's concerned, as if you're just tuned in for investment, or even if you're just a collector that wants to see their collection rise in value. So I'm not going to group base in this, but out of Team Rocket, Fossil and Jungle, to those 3 sets, I would say right now Jungle is the buy option. For me, that would be, and that's not just because I've got these are going to take at least 3 months to turn around. I don't really have that much Jungle on the store, genuine opinion. And then Team Rocket and Fossil, also they're very good buys, of course, they're early generation, but for me, if you're just looking at investment and rising the value, Jungle is probably where I'd start. And then let's just take a look at the Vaporeon, and then I will let you guys get on with your lives, doing whatever. Bloody hell, this video's been 20 minutes. I hope it's been insightful. Yeah, mint 9 again. White in there. It's to get gems. This might sound really weird. Sometimes to get a gem, you can have a little bit of whitening around the entire card, and by little bit, I mean hardly visible. So look, you can't really see that, but there is minimalistic whining. What you can't have is a big dot like that on a gem, unless you get very lucky, which you can do. You can get very lucky. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you be. Let me just pick these up very slightly. I'm going to leave you be. I'm going to flash through the Jungle Holophores very quickly, just to give you a quick reminder. So we've got the Mr. Mime. That was a bit of a disappointment. The Pidgeot, that is a minimum of a mint 9 and maybe a gem. Looks beautiful. Flareon, you're looking at a mint 9 on that one. Kangaskhan, you got the silver in on the edges, which definitely affects it. I still think it will get a mint 9. Talking very much in PSA terms here, aren't I? Electrode, yeah, I can't really remember this one. Sorry. Clefable looked very strong candidate. Beautiful card as well. I mean, you can't not appreciate enough the simpleness, but the amazingness of the cards. I mean, these cards just center on the Pokemon, really. They try and give it the first impression of its character is what you get from these cards. Vileplume, Wigglytuff, Snorlax, that's a collector's favourite for sure. Victreebel, Venomoth, Cypher looked like a really good candidate for a gem. Personally, I love this Cypher card. I actually like Cypher. No, Scizor it is, isn't it? It's Scizor. I love Scizor. And Cypher is a decent card as well. Nidoqueen and Jolteon. Thanks, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. It all helps. Visit my Instagram as well. It's pretty tasty on there. I'll probably be uploading a picture of these Jungle Holophores now, or a couple of minutes before I actually upload the YouTube video. And of course, check out gradedgroudon.com. Any purchase on there, however small, however large, 1, it helps your collection. 2, it helps me bring in new cards to sell at discount prices. I'm 10% off eBay at all times on the lowest buy it now price. I do the research. Of course, prices can be wrong sometimes. I don't have a live update system. But if you see a card you like on there, you see it cheaper on eBay, buy it now. Give me a message. I'll probably give you 10% off it on the spot like that. Yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that video, and peace.